Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joseph Novichko, Senior Trading Manager with GDM. Today's session outlook. Firstly, we're going to start with some more important events that happened yesterday, and of course that is ahead of the ADP employment change out of US later in the day, and of course non-farm productivity along with the unit labor cost. And this is of course all of the news that the Federal Reserve needs for now to of course decide whether to raise interest rates next week, March 14, 15. Also, later throughout the week, of course, we're going to witness some more job data. On Thursdays, the weekly job data report out of the US, and of course on Friday, the NFP data and unemployment rate, which of course would be the key to decide whether the Fed would raise interest rates next week. And of course traders are also tuned into that and looking forward. Let's have a look at the chart down here where the euro remains relatively muted at this stage. It's trying to confirm below the support of 1.0560, or just one session below it. It opened a few minutes ago. The pair remains, as I mentioned, relatively steady on the sidelines. We could see some further downside direction on the euro versus the dollar today, and that would be mostly on the US data. So for now, we would keep an eye on it and move towards something more important, because yesterday what we saw was the sterling breaking below an important area of 1.20 This was a key support area from quite some time now, and it's now below it. We see one of our first targets achieved. We're looking at a second one somewhere around the support level of 1.2130, and of course the third one lies further down below. But of course, yesterday when we mentioned about the Japanese yen that was bought against the US dollar, and of course it was bought against most of major peers, that was mostly on the ballistic missiles that were fired from North Korea. Right now, at the moment, the case is not that. We see the support area at the 200 exponential moving average, which lies around 113.60 area. Also is a very strong support, but the resistance area around the 50 exponential moving average is also acting as a very serious resistance area, which of course leaves us little choice to trade the pair due to the fact that we have a very tight range over here. Therefore, it would be much better to focus on something that could bring us additional profits. Today, we're also focusing, just a second here, we're also focusing again on gold prices. It's very important because we have just achieved a second target at 113 after this candlestick closed. We saw our target achieved. Of course, if the price remains below the key support area, we could see further downside down to our next or final target of 1210, and of course our first one at 1218 was achieved in yesterday's session, where of course until this moment we're looking at a $10 profit on gold price. That of course, as everybody knows, this is about $1,000 on one lot. However, the key resistance area, which was recent support area in yesterday's trading of 1222, should remain intact if the commodity is to move even further down. However, the next key zone is at 1203. Now this key support area should also remain intact if the commodity is to stay relatively steady. However, if this one is broken, the next key support area lies around 1198. That's all about gold price. We're still looking for some more downside here. Therefore, we're going to keep trading this commodity. It's very fruitful for the past few days since the beginning of the week as well. And of course, crude oil prices, we're awaiting some confirmation after the American Petroleum Institute signaled a build of about 11,000 11,000 barrels, 11 million barrels, sorry about that, last week. And we're looking for some further downside. Now, I've highlighted these three candlesticks, which were actually a fake attempt to for a morning star, which was right at the support level here. Therefore, we need some more confirmation to see whether the commodity is going to move even further low. That would happen below the key support of 1256. So right now, most of our preferred currencies and commodities to trade today is the British pound. We're looking for further downside towards the 1.2 area in the midterm. Also, we're looking at some confirmations on the euro and on oil, and of course looking for some further downside on gold, which of course is making us quite substantial profits so far. And that's about all of the important of today. Of course, keep following us for further clues on what the market is up to. And of course, I'll keep you again up to date when I see you tomorrow again. So please like or subscribe. See you again. Bye-bye.